Okay, let's try that again. Oh, it's never a pleasant sight seeing that black rock crawl even further up. Even if I know that it's not gonna harm me too much, I'm placed so clearly into Senua, into her mind, her body, her place in this world, that I still end up feeling rather negatively about that. Again, this game is fantastic at actually getting you to be in Senua's headspace. Okay, I was hoping the attacks targeted towards the shield guy would have also hit this lesser enemy, but that wasn't the case. Your attacks don't swing quite wide enough for that, it seems. Okay, maybe I should try out blocking on one of these enemies just to see how effective it is. Again, though, I don't really want to try out new stuff when I'm in such a hectic situation. Oh, damn it. I don't like when the environment covers the screen like that. That's happened a few times by now, and it's reduced what I can see. That definitely is not a case of them purposefully doing something to obscure your vision to create tension. That's just a bit of an issue that all third-person games have to deal with at some point. And even some first-person ones. It's only come up a few times though, so it's not a huge issue. It's just that this game has been so good so far that the only problems I can pick with it are very minor ones. And that is a fantastic problem for a game to have. You're gonna taunt me, you're gonna get punished, boyo. Okay, I know I have at least one other round after this, though. Not even that, though, if I end up getting sneak attacked from behind. I don't think there is a higher difficulty than this available, although there is definitely an easy mode. But, if there is a harder mode, I'm glad I didn't try and go for it. The combat already on this default difficulty is actually still plenty tense and difficult enough. Nope. I can only run straight forward. I was hoping to run around in a bit of a circle, but it doesn't seem like you can do that. Let's just finish him off less fancily. You can actually do a running attack pretty much from a standstill, actually. You only need to be running for a split second for it to actually work. Which is pretty cool. In some games, those attacks you have to be running a fair distance before you can actually do it. Okay, I think I'm near the end. If I can trust the voices, and I know I can't, but I'm gonna be hopeful.
Take him down. Slow.
I'm not sure why that first kick failed. I guess because he technically wasn't blocking. That's why I'm having a lot of those kick fails. Yeah, that's exactly what happened right there, I think. That is the consistent issue I'm having with this enemy type. There we go, finally broke his guard. Okay, hopefully this is the final round. Oh boy. You know, maybe I do have some sort of passive health regeneration. I was clearly quite close to death before due to the mistakes that I made, but now there's no longer those blood effects on the screen. So maybe I did heal a little bit. After all, these are battles of the mind, and the mind is capable of surprisingly powerful healing. Even if at the end of the day, it can never be restored exactly to how it used to be. I'm trying to be deep here. Can you tell? Okay. One last photofell. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll ever actually get around to testing out the blocking. I really should because it seems like it'll be effective. Enemies will probably recoil if I do it with the proper timing, in fact, but I'm comfortable enough sticking to my dodges for the most part. Yeah, I really felt I should have broken his guard there, but I didn't. I did the kick just slightly too early. As I said before, he technically wasn't in his blocking animation just yet. He was more of in a just neutral stance. Okay, this should be enough to finish him, hopefully. Yeah. Okay, that went on way longer than it probably should have, but it was still really satisfying to do.
The Northmen say that Odin and his brothers killed Ymir, and that the world of men was formed from his corpse. They made his bones into stone, and his flesh into earth, and his blood into the salt sea. They set his skull to be the bowl of the sky, with his brains for clouds. Odin and his brothers caught the sparks flying from Muspel and made them into stars. And to protect the new world from the giants, they used Ymir's great curving eyebrows as walls.
That's actually a pretty common element in a lot of pantheistic theologies. That the main gods ended up killing some bigger god and then used their corpse to form the mortal world. I think that's a thing in Sumerian mythology, or no, was it Babylonian? One of those, and I'm sure there's plenty of others as well.
Leave everything behind. Your home, loved ones, to head deep into the wilds, perhaps never to return. Senua does. Because when darkness speaks, it changes everything. Turning home into a foreign land and loved ones into strangers. Exile makes sense when you realize that you were never really home in the first place.
Did I just go backwards? I feel like I went backwards. Oh dear. I think I, might have failed to unlock a shortcut that I should have as well. Let's just check out this door over here and see if I can make my way forward. This might, actually no, I think this is a new area I'm in, it just looks similar to the previous one. I suppose though that's the point, the game is purposefully trying to confuse me here.
Valravan's song. It's over here. It's over here.
Is that? It's over there. No, it's here. There's two.
Was it there or here? You're gonna have to make up your decision voices. You're gonna have to come to a consensus between yourselves, if I'm gonna trust you.
The forest.
Where? Which forest? Forest in the wilds.
The wilds.
She left the room. She went to the wilds a long time ago. Why did she go to the wilds?
She wanted to fight her own darkness. She thought she could beat her own.
Did she beat her darkness?
No. It nearly killed her, but she tried.
Druth helped her.
If it wasn't for Druth, she'd
She'd
be
be
dead.
She can't beat her own darkness. She wanted to marry Dillian. She came to beat her own darkness and then beat Dillian. But it didn't work.
She thought her curse would affect him.
She thought her curse would spread to him. She thought she'd bring the darkness to him too. She nearly died.
She thought the curse made her tainted.
Druth helped her.
Gosh, this area is so confusing to navigate. So many similar looking parts on each side of the area. I'm getting lost a lot. So I'm not sure if there's some sort of trick here like there was previously. There probably is. I doubt it's going to be as simple as finding the right 3 symbols and staring at them from the right direction. That is ultimately what I have to do, but there's gotta be something else to it. Some sort of hint. Some way of figuring this out through some method other than trial and error. If I had a guess, it would probably be using these portals. Hey, yep. What do you know, staring through one of these, it is so much clearer what I need to do. At least I thought that's what was gonna happen. I thought, staring through would have made all of them disappear but one, but it doesn't seem to have done that. What change is made when I look through this? Because it doesn't seem like there is one. Let's, head forward and see if that helps. Maybe it just pointed me in the right direction?
The Northmen say you must sacrifice in order to receive. They tell how the runes were revealed to Odin only in sacrifice. He hung himself from the world tree, and he stabbed himself with a spear, and he dedicated the sacrifice to himself. For 9 nights he hung on the tree without food or drink, and at last he saw the runes below him. He gave a cry, and gathered them in his mind and learnt them. Then he fell from the tree.
Yeah, like a lot of gods in, I was gonna say just pantheistic mythologies, but like probably 90% of mythologies, like most gods, Odin is kind of a dick, but goddamn if he isn't a metal dick. A shiny robot bender dick. Cause yeah, hanging himself, stabbing himself with a spear, and even losing an eye, all in pursuit of greater knowledge and power. You can't say that he didn't have dedication, that's for sure. Okay, so I think I might have figured out what this does. Unless they're just being blocked by the trees, which they might be, staring through this gate makes some of the symbols disappear. But most of them still seem to be extant. So I'm guessing that means I need to use the ones that do disappear, that those are the correct ones? I think that might be the case. In which case, it would be these 3 here that I need to stare at from some direction, because they're the ones that end up disappearing. Let me just make sure I have the correct ones in mind. Yeah, it's hard to tell if they're disappearing because I'm staring through the gate, because there I can still see them. But if I go over this way, they kind of disappear. I think that maybe it's just a spawn issue, in which case, That's not actually the thing I need to do. God damn it. It really does just come down to how well crafted of an experience this is. Because all it takes is one relatively minor issue like that to entirely ruin a perception-based puzzle like this. Because there are 3 symbols here, but it doesn't look like they would form the greatest symbol I need. Actually, a better question is, why isn't that popping up on the screen? That typically stays up at least when you focus during these sections. And, it seems to have disappeared, and I'm not sure why that is. I didn't already manage to solve it somehow, did I? That would be amazing, just stumbling into a puzzle solution like that. Well, we have this suspicious small room off to the side here. I feel like maybe I have to do something with this, but it's always hard to tell. Of course, there was that lore node that seemed to be hinting at something. Like, am I going to need to hang myself in order to solve this? I would hope not. Perhaps I just need to mimic what Odin did. Not actually hang myself from a tree, but suspend myself somehow. Or have a vantage point from high on up from a tree. I think I might just need to do a bit more exploring to figure out the solution. Alright, well that first gate didn't help me too much. Maybe this one will illuminate matters a little bit? Because these have been helpful in the past, so I don't see any reason as to why they would stop being that. But looking through them doesn't seem to change anything. Except when it does. Alright, it seems that that's all I was missing, at least for this little bit. Looks like it opens up a little bit of a shortcut, or no, there's a shortcut I can open from the other side. Yeah. Stop laughing at me, voices in my head. You're in my head, so that means you're technically laughing at yourself as well. Then again, they do say that someone who can laugh at themselves is overall a better adjusted person. And thus having someone who laughs multiple times at themselves because they have multiple voices in their head must be the most well-adjusted person of them all. I just realized what I said could possibly come off as a negative remark of someone with this condition, whose name I still can't recall. And I do want to assure you that I did not mean that. Sometimes when in the pursuit of comedy, you may end up saying insulting things or insulting sounding things without meaning to. The important thing is realizing that and actually making amends where appropriate. Something a lot of... I was about to call myself a comedian with my next choice of words, which isn't the case at all. I mean, occasionally I may say something somewhat humorous, but I doubt I'll ever get more than a chuckle. But there are people out there so much funnier than I am, who I could actually call comedians and not feel foolish for doing so, who don't seem to understand that lesson. The kind of people like, I don't know, this example always sticks in my head, Jerry Seinfeld, who get upset about making some not awful, but still kind of awkward gay jokes. Like this was still the 90s. Like, that kind of stuff was funny then, at least to certain segments of the population, but it's no longer quite the case now. But like a lot of people, he just bitched about the word policing, SJWs and whatnot. I don't know if he used those exact words, but that sort of line of thought. Rather than actually taking the time to be self-reflective and think, oh, maybe I, the comedian, the person who's trying to make people laugh, should change when people don't end up laughing at my jokes. But instead he was like, no, clearly they just don't understand humor, they're too uptight. I fucking hate that that's a line of discourse that people actually have in their heads. Like, what is so broken about our brains as a whole that is at all a reasonable line of thought people ever have? Like, clearly it must be someone else, not me. I never have to self-reflect. And yet that is a very common element of people's thoughts. What am I supposed to do here? I was hoping that by walking back and forth I would just discover it, but my progress seems to be balked here. And I'm not entirely sure what I need to do to prevent that. Presumably it would be looking at it from the proper point, but I'm not really sure where that would be. Maybe I need to do a little bit of backtracking? That could be the case. Let me just make sure that the symbols aren't up here. No, I don't think I've reached that point in the puzzle just yet, I'm afraid. Okay, let's try climbing back down and see if that helps. I'm just gonna keep staring at that spot until a bridge appears. Because that's clearly what I need to do. I just gotta figure out exactly how to do it. I did open up a shortcut. What if I head back and stare such that the wall ends up back up there? After all, I no longer need that entrance. Oh, you know what? That's exactly what I need to do. I was thinking of a bridge, but all I needed to do was put that wall back up. And there you go. Yeah, that was an issue of me overthinking things. Thinking I needed to do something else, something new. When really all I needed to do was retread my steps a little bit. And undo the progress I had previously made. Hold on.
The ravens. They've gone. No, half of them have gone. They've gone. Some are still there. But where? Some are still there. No, ravens.
Yeah, half of them are still there.
Quiet. Can't think. Out in the wilds. In the cold winter woods.
Where?
She no longer felt fit for this world. She almost gave in to the darkness. But she remembered Dillian's words. She remembered her promise. She resolved to fight on and kill that which had become a part of her.
I'm not sure if there's something exactly here that I need to do, or if it was simply a manner of looking through that gate to get rid of half of them, and now I can proceed further with the puzzle elsewhere. I think the half I get rid of are still gone. It's a little bit tricky actually keeping the progress you want when looking through these gates, because if you pan the camera just enough you may end up looking an additional time, and thus resetting the state of the world back again, back to what it previously was before you solved it. So, yeah, I still think that I've gotten rid of half of them, but there's still a whole bunch more. There's that whole area over there that I clearly must not have been to, or at least not explored thoroughly, given that there's that, shortcut on the other side. Unless I have been there, and I passed through using the, illusion-breaking gates. It's hard to say. Did I ever use this gateway before? trying to see if it affects a change of some sort. Yes, it does. Okay, I don't think I've been over here before. Progress, yay! Maybe I won't have to spend the next century solving this puzzle. I'm still not sure if that helped me, though. Didn't I just circle back around anyway, or am I in a new area? I think this is new. Ignoring the voices, as per usual.
The ravens. They're gone.
You're right, voices, they are half gone.
Looking back.
But when things are half gone
She
twice,
to think she could
they are
find
then
her
full gone.
The further she saw into the
That's how you do math.
the more she struggled to see anything at all. And the glow. The smallest hints of shape, sound, thought, grow in strength until they consumed her whole. Before she knew it, the darkness had her in its claws.
Broke. The gate is open. Open. She did it.
There is no such thing as victory when it comes to the darkness. It's like it doesn't want to kill her. Yet, it will gnaw at her, biding its time. Only when she is at her weakest will it strike to kill. Will she find Dillian before her time comes?
I mean, I hope so. I would like to get the good ending of this game, if at all possible. I suppose that comes down to how many times I die in the combat. Alright, well that was certainly a tricky puzzle. I'm guessing that what's-his-name is probably just beyond here. If there's a puzzle of even greater difficulty, I might as well just give up at that point. Well, we have a big-ass arena. That kind of screams boss fight to me.
Overcome Valravan's final illusion to face him in his keep. I know you can do it, Senua. You have the sight.
We both see the darkness. We can fight it together.
Oh no, there is another puzzle. Well, time to give up. This was a good session of gameplay, but yeah, it's gonna be it for Hellblade. Senua's Curse, or whatever the hell the title is. Not the best title. You'll just have to play the rest on your own. I'm lying, much like the voices in my head. Okay, so hopefully I won't have as much trouble with this puzzle. Even if it is meant to be more difficult, I think I might have an easier time, simply because it takes place in a smaller space. A lot of the difficulty I had with the previous puzzle came from the fact that it took place in such a big area. That resulted in me getting lost and confused quite a bit. So, obviously, as per the usual, I have to look through these gates to effect some sort of change. What change is being made here is the question. Is it changing any of the runes? It doesn't seem to be. I'm trying to see if something is being added, but if it is, I can't quite place it. Ah, I see. It's, I'm not sure if that's a bit of masonry or a tree. I think it might be part of the tree
Speak to me, Druth.
that appeared.
Tell me a story.
Senua, listen. I will tell you the tale of a man called Findan. The Northmen captured Findan's sister, and his father sent him to pay for her release. But they took his gold, put him in chains, and held him for a day and a night without food or water. Then they released him. I don't know why. Upon his return, his father's enemies in Erin set fire to his home. His father burnt to death, and his brother was killed. But he escaped with sorrow in his heart. His father's enemies offered redress for his loss and invited him to a feast. It was at a hall near the sea. But when he went there, they betrayed him to the Northmen, who enslaved him and took him to hell. 6 years later, his slave masters landed on the shores of Orkney, burning all before them. And into that fire, Findan made his escape. What was Findan burnt away that day. But from the flames, a new man stepped forward, and Druth was born. Druth, the man that I am now. And though Findan never set eyes on his dear sister again, I, Druth, have found you, Senua.
I wish you could have seen my home before these dark times.
Some people just can't help but tell you their entire life story. No, no. I do enjoy listening to what Druth has to say. Pretty much all of the story, the dialogue, everything, the writing in this game has been excellent so far. So I'm not entirely sure what I did over there. I got rid of a tree branch and that allowed me to unlock that shortcut. But I'm not really sure how that helps me. Again, I have to get into the right position to see the shape. Presumably I would do so by getting up to that topmost point, so how do I make my way over there? Oh, maybe I can climb on that tree over there. That's actually probably the case. That is one of the few negative points in this game, is that what you can climb on, what you can interact with, what you can vault over, isn't always the most clear. And that means the direction you need to proceed to move onward isn't always clear. I think I might need to look through the gate again. Oh, or maybe I need that branch to be there? It's honestly hard to say. I can't tell if it's climbable now or not. Let's go over and find out. No, yeah, that's not gonna work. I need to get rid of it. But every time I go over here, it ends up popping up. Maybe it's the case of where if I lose sight of it after heading through the gate, it ends up returning to its previous state. So I need to make it over there without losing sight of it. No, that totally looks like it should be climbable, yeah? I think I just need to keep it in view. Yeah, here we go, okay. Yeah, sometimes the game is a little bit fiddly like this. But I think with that, I might have solved the puzzle. Unless, Senua falls to her death below. Come on, girl, you can do it. I can't tell if I can actually correct course here or not. Oh no, oh no! I can't tell if that was scripted or not. I think that might have been a mistake I made. Let's try that again, yeah, considering how I immediately revive here. I wasn't entirely sure which direction I needed to tilt the stick to actually save myself. I tried tilting it to the right, maybe I just didn't do it quickly enough. Slow and steady, like the proverbial turtle. No. Slow and steady. Okay. Victory.
Rook, the gate is open. Open.
This darkness. I know it from the wilds. It's coming back for me.
Well, that's not good.
I'm still here. Are you too? Where are we? I remember. It didn't end well in the wilds. It never does. You think you can overcome the darkness, make sense of it, and once relief settles in, it strikes out of nowhere, throwing you helplessly back into the maelstrom, drowning the mind in fear, deeper, deeper, dragging you down so far into the void that maybe this time there is no coming back. But there, in the darkness,
Senua,
and she remembered what he told her.
hear me. Reach out to me. Senua, take my iron mirror. Look into it, for it is a window into the underworld. Within, you will see the face of the darkness that you fear. And if you focus, like I have taught you to, you will also see that as much as the darkness has you trapped within its veil, it too is trapped within yours. Focus. Focus! Focus!
I see you. I see you now. You led me to the wilds. You trapped me there.
Alright, time to murder a Raven Man with some pretty cool sights. Can I, like, steal his weapons after I kill him? Probably not. Senua is probably not trained in the use of anything but her sword. Did I die? Nope. No, I died. Whoops. Oh. Okay, let's try that again. Dashing attacks like that always catch me in these sorts of games. Alright, only one hit. Not a multi-hit combo that time for whatever reason. That time it was though, and I guess I mistimed my dodges because I failed to dodge the second blow. Wow, yeah, his opponent is actually pretty tough. He's way tougher than the fire dude who had a pretty simple pattern. Yeah, I gotta time my second dodge to come a little bit later. If I do them immediately, I end up getting hit. Because I can't do 3 dodges in a row, only 2. Maybe I should try blocking here. That might be what the game wants me to do. Oh yeah, nice. I even have a special counterattack. I wonder if that happens if I block period or only if I time it well enough. It could be either or. But yeah, I should definitely be learning to block a little bit. Because look at how badass that is. I think that might actually be better than dodging just because of that counterattack opportunity it affords me. Oh,
They've surrounded you.
oh no. Is this an illusion, or do I actually have to kill it? I hope I don't get ambushed by the boss while I'm still fighting this dude, because that probably wouldn't turn out well. Oh, I shouldn't have tried to do a running attack. That was my bad. Now's a good time to do the running attack. Alright, that's another dead. Oh yeah, blocking is so much fun. Why did I never think to try that before? I never thought it would end up being a parry-like mechanic, even though that's really the only thing they could do with it, so I don't know why. Okay, one more chance. Oh no, I tried blocking it, but either I mistimed or it was able to pierce my guard. I'm not sure which. Okay, but I think I have a good enough idea of his patterns that I can do it this time. And yeah, if you don't time your blocks well, it's just a regular guard. You have to time it perfectly if you want that parry. Oh, how dare that home in on me. What is this, Dark Souls? I am constantly pressing the wrong buttons here. That's why I'm getting owned so hard. I keep trying to block with triangle for some reason. I have no idea why. I don't know what game I played recently that uses the triangle button to block. But it's really fucking me up here. Oh.
She will die.
Oh, nice. If I end up mistiming my dodge, I can actually block out of it. So even if I can't do 3 dodges in a row, I can do a dodge, and then a block. Nice. I'm still learning more about the combat of this game. It's actually surprisingly complex for how simple it is. Oh, I mistimed that block there. I think that's actually the same attack that killed me, that horizontal double slash. It has slightly different timing than the vertical one. And that's what keeps screwing me up. There we go. Yeah, that second attack comes out a little bit quicker than the vertical one. Get parried, bitch. You know, it took a lot longer to get to this phase this time than it did in that second attempt. I wonder why that is, because I was attacking him, I thought, more aggressively this time. But I think I did get more block counterattacks in that second attempt, so maybe those do more damage than my regular attacks. That would make sense. It would incentivize learning the block timing even more. If the follow-up attack that you get is especially strong. Oh no. That did not turn out too well. I do think I recover health over time, even if it is quite slow. So maybe if I can stall against these boys, I'll actually have a decent shot once the Raven returns. Unless I get killed by one of them. For an easy game, I sure am dying a lot, aren't I? Maybe that just means I've been playing too long, but I can't put this game down. I just keep wanting to play more and more. I guess that's just a sign of how quality it is. Okay, yeah, parrying is definitely the way to go if I want to get the hurt on very quickly. Let me see how quickly I can take down one of these guys if I do the parries. I also just have to learn the timing clearly because I am getting hit a lot. There we go. Honestly, yeah, I seem to fail much more quickly than when I just did basic melee attacks. Thing is though, that extra damage isn't gonna help if I end up eating a bunch of hits in return because I keep missing my block attempts. But of course, the only way to get better is to practice, which means opening myself up to failure. Now what? How did he manage to poise through that? Normally this enemy type can't do that. That was weird. Oh, and it happened again? Really? Wow, I am just not doing well here. I keep feeling like there's a way I can recover when Senua ends up getting on the ground like that, but there never is. Oh shit, that does a lot of damage. Okay, he's got new moves. I'm guessing I can't block that move. So always dodge first, since if he does do a blockable move, I can always end up blocking on the second hit, since he loves those multi-hit attacks. Oh, I was hoping it was almost over, but at least one more round. Sorry I haven't been talking as much, I'm just fully concentrating on the fight here. I really don't want to have to give this another attempt. Doing the strong attack follow-up after the perfect block is really effective against crowds, I think. Because I can send them flying away, so if I actually react more quickly, I can then change my focus to the other one. I'm not sure if the heavy attack follow-up does more damage or not. I think it might be the case that the heavy one does more damage if you only end up getting... Like, the light attack follow-up is a multi-hit, and I think if both hits end up hitting, it does more damage. But if you only have enough time to get a single hit in, which is usually the case when I perfect block the Raven, then the heavy attack follow-up ends up being stronger. I hope that made sense. I'm trying to focus on the combat here so I don't die, so it's difficult to focus on giving coherent commentary. Oh, that's not who I wanted to target. Yeah, this game has been completely HUD-less, but I think it could do with maybe just a tiny little targeting reticle, just so I can know for sure who I'm targeting. Because that's not always 100% clear. Oh no, now he's all illusory, like that very first enemy that killed me. Do I need to focus? Is that what I need to do? I think that might be what I needed to do. Oh, that was improperly timed. Shit, how did I screw up my block timing there? Oh no. I don't want to die here so close to victory. Come on, Senua, you can do it. You have this, girl. You can take down a stupid old bird. Interesting that when I focus on him like that, he actually gets stunned, even out of his leaping attack. Oh shit, I tried to do the double dodge, but it didn't work out. Get fucked.
I never beat you in the wilds, did I? It was an illusion. But not this time!
The Mark of Valravan, one of the keys to the gate to Helheim. Hold it in your mind's eye.
With every battle, the darkness grows stronger. Every victory bringing her closer to defeat. Unfair, isn't it? In those dark winter nights in the wilds, there were times when she considered letting go. If it weren't for Druth, a chance encounter in the wilds, she would not have heard his stories of the Northmen. And she would not have this chance to find Dillion's soul.